Welcome back to Tough Men of Faith. RT,
Nick,
how you doing?
good. You?
Doing good.
Good day at work?
Oh yeah, always a good day. When you're not doing drywall, it's great. What about you? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
You look
So-
like you've been working hard today. I've been here making fun of you before this
Nah,
started.
it's just I've been out in the cold all day, so my cheeks are red.
You working outside today?
Yeah, and yesterday.
Man, it's been like, what?
Frigid.
It's been negative numbers
Yeah.
today. Right.
Yep. Today was a balmy 6 when I went to work, so
Was it?
it was about 10 degrees warmer than it was yesterday.
My kid's school got canceled because it's so cold.
Really?
Yeah.
My boss made me work outside
Did he?
when it got cold. Yeah, wanted to see what I was made of, I think. He found out. I'm good for 20 minutes, and I got to warm up.
It's cold. Like
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Well, I came across this verse
Okay.
actually this morning.
Yeah.
So I haven't thought a whole lot about it. And I texted over to you and I thought this would be good. This would be good to look at.
Okay.
Proverbs 24:10.
All right. Are you facing adversity?
Yeah, not really, but
Okay.
I thought the verse was interesting.
Were you
and
feeling strong today?
I'm not particularly feeling strong today either.
Really?
I'm feeling pretty old. Actually, I was walking out of my house this afternoon. I
Yeah.
had about a half
This
hour
afternoon?
to kill this afternoon, so I stopped by to
Okay.
see Karen because she was home before I came back over here this
Oh,
evening.
okay.
So I had like 30 minutes, stopped in. She was working, but as I left, I went to turn around to say bye again, and I twisted my knee.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm not feeling strong.
Man,
Feeling
you're
like an
getting
old.
old.
Yeah, I'm feeling old. Man.
Now you're getting old.
I had a kid last week, probably 4 or 5 years old. He just looks at me dead serious, goes, "When did you get so old?"
Wow.
Yeah,
You think it's the beard?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're starting to look, more distinguished,
I guess.
and people think you look old.
Yeah, I'm starting to look as old as you.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Huh. All right.
Adversity. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't. Nothing. Here's what I've always found about problems. So it's like you either have a problem,
Yeah.
you just got done fixing a problem, or you're getting ready to face another problem.
Yeah. That's pretty much life.
That describes life?
Yeah.
So I think that's Proverbs 24:10.
Yeah. And then who you are when you face a problem.
Yeah. So it says, but do you have it pulled up?
I do.
All right, you go ahead. You can read it.
Proverbs 24:10. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Which, it's like, yeah, duh.
But isn't that a lot of Proverbs? Like,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But then they're like good to think about.
Well, and first time I read it, I was like, oh, I'm not fainting. I'm okay. But
Yeah.
when you think about faint, maybe you think of like the analogy, like, when you weaken or when you quit
Yeah.
in adversity. Like when you're facing a problem and you stop or
Yeah.
you fall short.
Yeah. I looked at this one, did just a short study on it, like some other translations, going back
Yeah.
to the Hebrew and some original language and some just things on it. So a couple ways to think about it would be like if you do nothing during difficult times, your strength is limited.
Okay.
Would be
I've
that
got
same
something
concept.
similar to that. That people don't train during difficult, or people don't train during easy times.
Yeah.
Generally, people train when they're facing a problem, and
Yeah.
that's when they try and be their strongest, and it's being ill prepared, really.
Yeah. Yeah. The other one I had when looking at it's like, don't give up and be helpless in times of trouble.
Yeah,
Right. So, which is the opposite of what a tough man of faith should be.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Strength isn't proven in times of ease. Strength is proven when you face a problem,
yeah.
and how you handle that.
One translation said, if you are weak in a crisis, you are weak indeed.
Yeah,
I thought that one really stuck with me.
Right.
If you're weak in a crisis, you're weak indeed. And like, man, that describes
Yep.
me at times. I think a lot of men at times, like a crisis comes and you're weak. You just
Yeah.
may be a weak man. Right?
Well, and I read something else too. It was basically like ways people try, when people face a problem, ways that they try to either suppress that problem or get over that problem. And it's like people turn to alcohol, but it always, it never takes one drink to fix it.
Yeah.
And, you have multiple drinks and the problem's still there. Or people turn to drugs and, it doesn't take one high to fix it. You stay high to numb it, or people turn, to sex, and they're not just sleeping with one person to fix their problem. They
Yeah.
start sleeping with multiple people, and it never fixes it. But they never turn to where they're supposed to be turning to.
Yeah. And isn't that feigning in the day of adversity?
Yeah.
Right. So the problems hit, and then you start drinking.
Right.
You turn to drugs. Like that's really you feigning
Yeah.
and showing that your strength is small. That's
Right.
the reason you're turning to those things.
Yeah. Exactly. And you're not looking you're looking in the right place for strength.
Yeah.
You're looking into, physical things on this earth. You're looking
Yeah.
for things that, are never gonna, they're never gonna help.
Yeah.
So,
But as men, like we're called to be, I think what we see in scripture, like overcomers,
Yeah.
that there's going to be difficulties, there's going to be problems, there's going to be opposition,
yeah.
there's going to be negative people around, right? And our job's to fight through those
Yeah.
things, but you got to be prepared before those things
Isn't it funny? Like,
overcome.
if you look around in life, like the most successful people are people with grit and determination.
Yeah.
People that, when they're faced with a problem, they push through it. They don't, they don't sidestep it, and they don't give up. They push through. And I mean, that's why they're successful. That's why they are in the position that they're in life, because they're not weak men.
Yeah. Well, so that's a good point, because a lot of guys, you'll hear them say, well, you've not experienced what I've experienced.
Right.
Man, everyone in life's had adversity.
Oh yeah.
Everyone. Like, so it's different. Like,
Yeah.
what I face is different from what you face, but man, we're equal in the adversity we're facing. We're both, going through something.
Yep.
Everyone does. Everyone's tested and tried.
Yeah, exactly. And just the way that you handle it and the way that you deal with it shows who you are, shows if you're a strong man or not.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's safe to say, like, when you go through adversity, like if you're always constantly thinking you're frustrated, you're ready to give up, and you turn to these other things, the reality is, like,
Kind of weak.
You're weak. I mean, that's
Big old
that's
sissy.
what the Proverbs is saying, right? Like, we don't like hearing that, but hey, that's why the translation said, "You're weak indeed." Like,
Yeah.
you're a weak man.
Yeah, you're a weak man.
But the truth is, like, we've all been weak men.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's adversity
Yeah.
I faced where I wasn't ready for it.
Yep.
And my strength did fail during that time.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
But
yeah.
the difference is now is we found ways to overcome it. We found strength in ourselves, and we found,
yeah.
yeah.
But now what it is, like, I don't like adversity or problems.
Nobody likes adversity
But
and
it
problems.
is a way to show that your faith is strong,
Yeah,
or
for sure.
or your strength, right? You could talk about how much faith you have and how strong
Right.
you are, but talk is cheap, right?
Yeah.
Until you actually experience it and have to live and see if it's
Yep.
real. Lose your job,
Right.
go through a health problem.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't claim to
through a
be
difficult
strong until
time.
you've been tested.
And then see how you come out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? That adversity exposes
You.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then the adversity, like, it gives us more strength too, though, when you
Yeah.
think about it, right? Like,
Oh,
once
yeah.
you come through it, like, man, I made it through that. I'd rather not go through that again.
Yeah. But now I'm equipped to,
Yeah.
and that's I think that's a big deal too.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
can't give up and claim to be strong.
No.
And you can't handle things the wrong way and claim to be strong.
Yeah. Something I've been learning, like, that I've had to grow in myself, is that, especially working with, like, younger guys, is like, when they face adversity, it may not be the adversity I'm facing,
Right.
but to them, that's the biggest or largest,
Oh, yeah.
most difficult adverse thing they've ever faced.
Well, I mean, look at it too. Like, you're raising daughters.
Yeah.
And, when they face adversity in life, and to them it may seem like the whole weight of the world's on their shoulders, but
Yeah.
to us it seems so minuscule. It's like,
Right.
you have no idea what real problems are. But I understand that these are your real problems today.
Yeah, sometimes I've struggled, though, with maybe not giving them credit. Like, no, this is a tough thing for you,
Yeah.
right? And so this is a real valley for you. You need to work through it.
Right.
Where my mind would be like, that's really not that big a
Hey,
deal.
big old sissy.
Like, wait till you get some real problems.
Right.
But that is a real problem
Yeah.
for
for them
for
and
them.
and their time of life.
Yeah.
And I think that's something else too. Is after we've gone through things and gone through tough times in life,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we look at other people's problems that seem to be so much more minuscule, and we
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
kind of downgrade them. We like, oh, that's not really a problem. You'll be fine. And,
Yeah.
But to them and where they're at in life,
Yeah.
it's a huge deal.
Yep.
So that's something else to think about too. If you're helping somebody get through something, don't downplay what they're going through.
Yeah.
Maybe explain to them that, in the grand scheme of things, this is small, but
Mm-hmm.
I understand that in your world that, this is what matters today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tough line to walk.
It is, right? So be careful with how you use Proverbs 24:10, right? Like,
You're not going to go home and plaster it on the walls at home tonight?
I was just thinking, like, if you start going through a rough time and, like,
Oh, yeah.
you call me up and you're struggling, be like, it's because you're a weak man,
Yeah.
Nick. You're a weak man.
Thanks a lot, man. Well, I hope I don't go through one of those. And if I do, I know to call producer Blake and not you.
Yeah. But part of strength of not being a weak man is having those friends you can call out to,
Yeah.
right? So I would say part of getting ready for the adverse time is that I have some relationships with some guys who I know when I walk through a difficult time,
Right.
I can call them up and be like, life's bad. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like giving up. And they're
I'm
gonna
throwing in the
encourage me,
towel. I
right?
quit.
They're going to help me not faint in the day of adversity.
Yeah.
Because those are the guys that help me keep my faith strong.
Yep, for
And
sure.
we talk about that all the time. You
Yep.
can't do it alone.
Right.
So
Yep. I just kind of went through something like that this week, where I was struggling with something, and
Mm-hmm.
I just called some friends, and they're like, "Hey, you'll be okay. This
Yeah.
is thanks for reaching out. That's what I'm here for. But
yeah,
this will end well."
yeah.
So,
Man, I think like friends are the real way, like how you make it through life.
oh yeah,
You find
yeah.
out how weak you are by
it's like
yourself.
friends and faith.
Friends and faith. And you need those friends to help you stay strong in your faith.
Well, and my friends always point out that, hey, this may seem like a big deal to you today, but grand scheme of things, you won't remember this in a week.
Yeah.
And, get over it.
Yeah.
Suck it up, basically.
Yeah.
Is,
yeah.
the
Sounds
nice
like you
way
have
of
some good friends.
yeah, it's a nice way of putting what he said to me, or what a friend of mine said to me.
Yeah.
So,
Keeps it PG-13 for the
yeah, suck it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think friends just help us remind us that, like what you said, you're going to get through it. These
Yeah,
tough times
exactly.
are going to come.
Yep.
Stay
Well, it's
strong in your faith.
It's cool too. Is like I was talking to a friend that's kind of been through the same thing that I was dealing with, and he's like, "Look, I've been through that. This is what I did to get through it. Maybe try this thing out." And
Yeah.
that was nice too. Is kind of go to somebody that's kind of been through the same struggle. And,
Yeah.
see what they did, and it's like he said, I did a bunch of things wrong, but
Yeah.
I did some things right too, and don't do like I did.
Yeah.
So
This has been a good topic. I want to go through maybe some practical things on this.
yeah, what you got?
Well, here's what I was thinking. You were in a meeting with me this week where I used the analogy of the lifeboats on the cruise ship.
Yeah,
So we're actually talking about at a church,
Yeah.
looking at the importance of a church constitution, which bores most people to death,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, churches have a constitution. Well, most of them do.
I'm never reading that.
Yeah, so it's, you got to read it once a year. So most people could care less about the church constitution.
Right.
And so what helped me see the importance of it is that no one cares about church constitution until something goes bad. in
Yeah,
a
until
church.
you need it.
So if you have a members meeting or something that this goes really south, right,
Yeah.
and things aren't going well, then guess what? Everyone wants to pull out the Constitution and see, hey, here's what we should be doing.
Right.
And that Constitution can save you a lot of heartache.
Right.
Or cause you a lot
Or
of
it calls
heartache.
you a lot.
Either way. So a guy that helped me, this wise pastor once set me down. It's like, hey, here's what you got to look at. Is your church constitution is like the lifeboats on a cruise ship.
Right.
You're on the cruise ship, things are going great.
Right.
You're out there in the by the Bahamas.
Yeah, you're like, why do we have so many lifeboats on here?
You're looking around like, we don't need all those lifeboats.
Right.
Like, this is a big
It's
ship.
killing the view. They're in the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's crazy having those. And then if you're out there and your cruise ship was to go down,
Yeah, he hit an iceberg in
like-
the northern Atlantic in 1920 something.
yeah, there's the lifeboats. I'm glad we have them.
Right.
But what I found when I went on a cruise a couple
We
times,
need more lifeboats.
I didn't even notice the lifeboats.
Really?
After I'd been there a few days,
Yeah.
I was just having fun,
Okay.
enjoying the cruise.
Nice.
Forgot about the lifeboats.
We're about to go on a cruise soon, so
Well, wait. Let
I've
me
never
finish
been
the
on one
story.
before. Yeah, go ahead.
Until one time we went
Yeah.
on a cruise and we're coming back trying to get to Mobile, Alabama.
Okay.
Is where our cruise is coming back to.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a hurricane, but like a tropical storm came through.
Okay.
And so they tried to go around the tropical storm.
Yeah.
So we're actually out at sea a day longer or something.
Okay.
But it got so like wavy.
Yeah.
At first you could go out and they canceled all the activities. But
Okay.
like you could see the big waves coming.
Yeah.
And then people were getting sick everywhere. It was bad. Like
Yeah.
I was okay with the seasickness. I mean, it's bothered me a little bit.
Yeah.
But then the smell, and they had bags everywhere for people to get sick in.
Great.
It was bad. And
Yeah.
then finally later that night, they was like, all right, it's getting too dangerous for anybody to be out in like the deck parts.
So now you can't go outside?
They confined you all to your rooms.
I don't think so.
So of course,
You're going to
mean-
need a hall monitor for me. I'm not staying
well, they
there.
had hall monitors.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
I mean, you know what I do for a living. I'm a pastor.
Yeah.
I don't have a private jet or anything. So I had
Did you put your clergy collar in and
no,
step out on the deck?
I'm talking about my room.
Oh, okay.
I don't get one of those rooms with a balcony where I can see out.
Okay.
We're like on an interior room.
Oh, so it's like a prison.
It's like a prison,
Yeah.
and then there's 5 of us.
So it's really like a prison.
So it's
You and
me
4 girls.
and my 3 redhead teenage daughters, my wife,
Yeah.
in a room with no windows.
Right.
They bring you food, and the boat's just
We're going to be
rocking.
confined to this room. You 3 girls are going to have to get out.
Yeah.
Dad's got plans.
There were no plans like that.
Really?
I was in the
No
bathroom
motion
most
of
of
the
time
ocean
after
jokes
that.
or anything?
No,
Oh,
no,
man.
no. I was feeling pretty sick.
Rachel couldn't have got me to shut up in that amount of time.
Well, I was getting so sick
Oh,
from
okay.
being in that room, and it was hot.
Yeah.
And my family was great. Like they made most of it and played games and
Yeah.
stuff. And I don't do well like being confined
Confined.
anyways.
Yeah.
And told I have to stay someplace.
I figured you'd be the guy like outside sitting in your
I will-
lifeboat,
yeah.
like calling dibs on it, life jacket on,
there was some of
probably a
that.
helmet, like a spelunker's helmet, and
Yeah,
yeah.
that was the battle that was going on.
But I could see you reading a sermon, walking around the deck.
Yeah, I wasn't reading any sermons. I
Okay.
think I was just actually asking for God to go ahead and take me home.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
was the joke with the family because I remember just telling them, I was like, I could die right now and be a lot happier.
Yeah. All right.
It was bad. Anyways, I was going because I was thinking about the lifeboats
Yeah, right, yeah, the
at that
lifeboats
time. That's the only
and the
time I thought of
Constitution.
when that bad
Okay.
storm came. So if our church, like a church constitution,
Yeah.
you don't know until times get bad. So I was thinking about it with this verse, like in our life.
Right.
Like there's some things we should do now to prepare for hard times.
Right.
But we don't like doing that. If
Yeah.
things are going good, like I'm not worried about tough times.
Yeah.
Things are good. I have
Right.
money. I have
Yeah.
a job.
I don't need this
I have a
Constitution.
girlfriend or you have a wife.
Right.
I'm like, I have everything I want right now.
Yeah.
But you better start preparing because the hard times are coming.
Oh yeah, they always
So-
do.
Next few minutes,
Yeah.
what's some practical things we can do during good times in our life to get ready for hard times?
Well, we can toughen ourselves, strengthen ourselves.
Strengthen ourselves.
Yep. I mean, that's a good start.
That is.
Because things are going to come. You're going to have to, physically, things are going to come, and you need to be strong
Yeah.
when those things come. And you need to be in good health.
Yep.
And, you need to be physically fit.
Yeah.
That way you can be on this earth for as long as possible.
I didn't even think about that. Like I wrote down
Really?
a couple things, but physical fitness wasn't one of them.
Really?
But that's a good.
I mean, look at all the fat people in this world. Like,
Yeah.
they need to cut the weight.
Well, there is something when you go through a tough time, a season. Like if you're physically healthier,
Right.
it makes a difference. You
For
have more
sure.
energy.
Yep.
Yeah. So definitely like eating right, exercising, those type of things. When
Yeah.
you hit a tough time, that's
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
helpful. So yeah.
It's good to be in good physical shape for
Yeah.
when you're going through something emotional or physical or spiritual.
Yeah.
And, it helps you.
Definitely.
Well, let's get on to your points now.
It's we can stay with yours because yours is right. Like it's
It's one of them.
in our American culture, we don't like talking about it, but
No.
it's like
No, we like
We're
being
out-
fat and happy.
we're out of shape.
Yeah.
We're like, what do you call little Debbie's?
Yeah. Big Deborah's.
Big Deborah's. I was, a
Oh,
couple
I
weeks
had
ago
one
in the
last
sermon.
night. It was so good.
Were you at church a couple weeks ago when I was talking about passing out little Debbie's?
I think so. I'm
And
sure I was. I don't miss
I
it
think
much.
you were
I don't
there.
miss many of your sermons.
I think you were there on the second row, and I didn't want to say Big Deborah's when I was preaching.
you
So,
should have.
so I just kept trying to say little Debbie's
Yeah.
and not make eye contact with you.
Yeah, that's a good
So
idea.
That's usually my plan in most sermons,
Yeah.
not to make eye contact.
Yeah, when you
with
make eye contact with me, I lose it.
I know,
Then
I
I
know.
think that we're both preaching, but I'm just doing it from the second row, and that's where I really get in trouble. And then I have this peanut gallery behind me,
I know.
and
You're their leader. Did you
no,
know that?
I'm,
Yes,
I-
you are.
I don't think I'm their leader.
Yeah, they look
No.
at you. Here's what happens. I'll just sidetrack just for a
Okay,
few minutes.
go ahead. Help me
Is-
to understand how I can fix this.
I'm speaking sometimes. I don't know why, but if we make eye contact, you get this dumb grin.
Because
and
I feel
smile.
like you're talking to me.
I don't know.
Like I feel like you're almost calling me up on stage to talk with you, but I'm
not.
I'm never.
I
Going
assure
up
you,
there.
I'm not.
Yeah,
And you get this dumb grin, and when you get it, it makes me start to get a dumb grin as well.
it derails you.
It does.
Yeah.
So I have to start. I walk to the other side of the stage.
Right.
And then people behind you notice.
Yep.
And they lean up. I see them lean up,
Yeah.
and they'll start whispering in your ear.
They do that.
Stuff they want you to say or
Yep.
something. Don't listen to them.
I try
Let me tell
not
you,
to.
don't listen to them.
It's like what my wife does. She does that to my phone. Like when I go to sleep and she wants something, I will have ads the next day pop up on my phone for what she wants. She does it all the time.
Does she Google stuff on your phone so you get the ads?
No, she just goes to Google and just starts talking, and it's like your phone just hears everything anyway.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
Well, I mean, I know your phone hears everything.
yeah.
All right, back to what I
Yeah,
said.
go ahead.
What I said. So I think getting ready spiritually, like with some disciplines before the time hits, is good advice.
Right.
Because what happens with most guys is like a tough time hits. Hey, I'm going to go to church.
Yeah.
I'm going to pray. I'm going to read my Bible. I need
I'm
those
going to get
things.
spiritual and fix this.
That's it. Most of the guys that make
Yeah.
contact with
And
me.
then as soon as their problem's gone, so is their
don't see
spiritual
them.
life.
Yep. They'll call me up. It's like, hey, man, I'm at the very bottom.
Oh yeah.
My relationships went south. Everything's going bad for me. Could you come pray with me? Could
Yeah.
we meet and read the Bible? And I'll do it. But I'm like, dude, like it's going to work a lot better for
I bet 30 seconds after getting there or meeting with somebody if they're going to follow through or not.
Yeah, unfortunately, like a lot of them follow a pattern.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, but that's different from guys I know who are here faithfully in a church.
Yeah.
They're growing spiritually. They still have a tough time, but like they're already ready that when that adversity hits, not to faint because their faith, they've been working on it through
Exactly.
good times. The other thing, I know we're running close on time here.
It'll
The
be
other
fine.
thing, yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Is we already kind of talked about, but you have to have some friendships develop before you go through difficult times.
For sure. You don't start a friendship when you go through a difficult time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need it before, right? Like
For sure.
because you're going to care more about me if everything went bad in my life tomorrow.
Yeah.
I may meet someone like some guy like, hey man, I'm having a rough time. Like, yeah, man, like, call me up if we need to talk or something. But
Yeah.
you know me well.
Right.
You know what I was going through, and you're going to have this. You're going to care to walk
Yeah.
through that season with me.
Yeah. If you hit me for the first time at 2 a.m,
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk with you. Not very far.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, if we have a relationship already, you call me or text me out of the norm late at night or whatever, and you
Yep.
need somebody to talk to or somebody to vent to, we've already got that relationship built.
Yeah. The third thing I had is that this to keep in mind that the hardship can be used or the adversity can be used to draw you closer to God.
Yeah.
Like in the end, you should come out of that time closer to God than when you went into it,
Yep.
unless your faith fails. If you're weak,
Right.
It's like, but that faith is sustained, and God's the one that really gives you the faith, anyways,
Yeah.
to come through that.
And the
So,
strength.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on that verse?
No.
I really
I
like
can't
that
believe we
verse.
just broke down this verse for 20 minutes, though.
We
but it's
we
pretty
did.
good.
You
Had a great
managed-
time.
You had a great time.
Yep.
Yeah. We kind of went sideways a little bit.
We always go sideways a little bit. It's good. It keeps our listeners happy and keeps them coming back for more, and then they want to see what I'm going to say next. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
Howard.
true.
It's like the clean Howard Stern.
I've never
So
heard
many
us
of his
described that
listeners
way.
just tune in because they want to see what he's going to say next.
Yep. Well, thanks for joining today as we looked at Proverbs 24:10 and the clean version of Howard Stern, Nick Robertson.
I wouldn't call it that.
Oh, okay.
I said it's like that.
Like that. Make sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube and share this with some friends.
Awesome.
See you next week.
time.